Yesterday morning, I woke up and my wife was gone. She left her wedding ring and her phone, her card.
How old is the person?
She is 28. She's Asian, Chinese.
What's her name?
Mengqhi Ji, Elledge.
On October 10th, 2019, Missouri, Columbia, through the non-emergency number 311, Joseph Elledge reported his 28-year-old wife, Mengqhi Ji, mysteriously missing from his home to the police. He told the police how his wife went missing, and the police conducted an investigation. Joe told investigators that after his wife disappeared when he woke up from sleep, he found journal entries on his wife's computer, where she wrote about an online emotional affair she had with a man living in China. Joe told the police that in Mengshi Ji's journal, in the last paragraph, he said, "It's sad that I'm not interested in my husband." So did Mengqhi Ji go back to her home country of China to meet this man? Comment below. Welcome back to 13 Dark History. Please subscribe and share with your friends. Let's start to investigate the case of Mengqi's disappearance. Mengqhi Ji was born when China's one-child policy was, in effect. He attended top universities in Shanghai and Beijing, and after emigrating from China to further his education, Mengqhi Ji earned a master's degree in mechanical and aerospace engineering from the University of Missouri, Columbia in 2014. Because Mengqhi was far away from her family, she always sent news to her mother every day, either in the form of a message or a phone call. Mengqhi Ji's cleverness immediately earned her an offer to work at the Nenova Biomaterials Company, where the company makes dentures and such. Joe Elledge grew up in Kansas City. He then continued his education at the University of Missouri and studied engineering. He also worked at Nenova Biomaterials. In 2015, September, they both worked at the same place, Nenova Biomaterials. They fell in love immediately, and after 1 year and 7 months of relationship, September 8, 2017, Joe proposed to Mengshi Ji on the trail at Rockbridge Memorial State Park. Since Mengshi Ji was an immigrant who wanted to settle permanently, Mengshi decided to marry Joe immediately to get her permanent green card. 2 weeks later, September 22nd, 2017, they got married. After 5 months of their marriage, Mengshi found out that she was pregnant. Mengshi was overjoyed. On the other hand, she got a promotion offer at the company where she worked. Mengshi decided that she should turn down the job in favor of being a full-time housewife, even though, at the time, she was the sole breadwinner. Joe had stopped working to finish school. In October 2018, the baby was born. It all started a few weeks earlier, after Mengshi gave birth to their daughter. Mengshi's parents flew in from China to stay with them. It is Chinese custom for grandparents to stay and help their child care for their daughter for 100 days, which made Joe angry. Here's Joe's audio of Mengqhi, Joe Elledge, audio recording.
I talk too much. You need to know.
You don't listen enough. You need to know when to listen. Right now what's happening is just more of what I don't want.
Communication.
Lack of it.
You're being really mean to me. And I don't like it. This is hurting my feelings. So what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You want me to break? You want me to hurt somebody? I want to divorce you. Okay? I want that to happen during this semester. I want it to happen soon. Sooner better. Okay? You'll probably get deported. And it's mine. So I don't know. Are you gonna play nice? Are you gonna try and play good? Obviously, I'm not gonna represent you to stay in America anymore. But Anna's not leaving America. I can't tell you that.
And Joe gets even angrier at Mengqi for defying him because Mengqi needs her mother to help her take care of their daughter. The tension reached its breaking point, and there was shouting, there was swearing. Joe hated it when Mengqi and her mother spoke Chinese in front of him. Because whatever he didn't understand, he would assume the worst of Mengqi and her mother-in-law. In Joe's eyes, there was a moment when a cutting board for cutting vegetables was used by Joe's mother-in-law, and Joe was furious with his mother-in-law. Unable to stand it and feeling so helpless, Mengqi decided to call Joe's mother, Zhang Jianjie, who drove 2 hours to try to mediate. Even in the presence of his mother, Joe was not shy about expressing hateful, even violent thoughts towards his mother-in-law.
I have no choice, I have to call you. I'm sorry. He's gonna come back and just, I don't know, unpredictable things gonna happen.
I'm not here to choose sides. I'm here to try to be neutral and just give advice.
Do I just smack her? Do I just beat her down?
You wanted to.
I have that craving, yes.
You can't.
I'm not going to, though.
Go there.
Because Joe was so angry, Mengqi's parents returned to their hometown, China. Because of the incident, Mengqi kept a journal in Mandarin, and she also sent an online message on a dating app to a Chinese man containing intimate and sexual texts. On October 09, Joe realized his wife was not at home and disappeared. So on October 10th, Joe decided to report to the local police by calling 311, which is not an emergency number like 911. When police investigators came to Joe's house, he told them that after his wife disappeared, he didn't take anything with him except a bag, and he found Chinese journal entries on his wife's computer and messages about an online emotional affair she had with a man living in China. On October 15th, Joe volunteered for a lengthy interview with the Columbia Police Department. Joe explained that when he woke up and found his wife missing, he made 2 leisurely trips in his wife's car with their baby in the back seat to look for new hikes because the area was large and still green on Google Maps. So he made sure there were walking trails there. The detective asked, "Did you lock the door when you left the apartment? And if your wife came home, how would she get back? Her keys, car, and cell phone were in the apartment. She can't even call anyone." Joe: "Yeah, I don't know." From this, detectives suspected a crime, but there was no physical evidence, no blood, no body, no weapon, and no witnesses. Even if Mengqi left with the Chinese man, she would not leave her beloved 1-year-old daughter behind. Joe also explained that he and his family hired a lawyer who showed the journal and intimate messages between Mengqi Ji and another man in Mandarin. Joe told the police that Mengqi Ji's journal in the last paragraph said, "It is sad that I am not interested in my husband." In a message like she wrote, "I really want you right now." During the interview with the detective, Joe gave access to Joe's cell phone, and Mengqi at that time, the detective found something surprising: 10 secretly recorded conversations with his wife, in which Joe wanted to divorce her. After the interview with the police, Joe gave a statement to the media. He said that he wanted his wife to return home safely. He and his daughter loved her. He also implied that she may have run off with another man, stating that he hoped to at least be with someone who cared about her, enough to keep her safe. October 25th, 2019. Joe was arrested. Officers arrested Joe, but not in relation to Mengshi Ji's disappearance. Rather, from a previous cell phone check, evidence was found that he abused his daughter. Officers learned from Mengshi Ji's cell phone that there were several bruises on their daughter. Joe admitted that he pinched the baby when she cried. October 29th, 2019. After analyzing cellular data, investigators found that on the day of his wife's disappearance, Joe visited Lamine River, about 40 minutes from the couple's home. Joe did not mention this to the police, so officers suspected that the river might have something to do with his wife's disappearance. February 19, 2020. Joe was charged with murder. Despite not finding Mengshi, the Boone Country District Attorney decided to file first-degree murder charges against Joe for her disappearance, even though there was no hard evidence in the form of bloodstains or Mengshi's body. March 25th, 2021, 17 months after Mengshi disappeared. A passerby found a bag and human bones in the same park where Joe proposed to his wife, namely Rockbridge Memorial State Park. From the pedestrian's information, the police immediately traced the location. After human bones were found, upon further examination, there were 4 broken rib injuries, according to the prosecutor. This suggests that he was killed in a violent confrontation, which made the local police finally get some fresh air over the discovery of the human bones, and the bones belonged to Mengqhi Ji. August 2021. Mengqi's DNA found in the park, back on October 25, 2019. At the time of Joe's previous arrest, officers had collected various evidence if needed, one of which was Joe's muddy boots. Geneticists and plant populations found that the DNA of the plants on the soles of the boots was the same as the plants around where Mengqi's body was found. November 02, 2021, during the trial. Then Joe revealed through his lawyer that at that time they were arguing and started pushing each other. Joe pushed his wife backwards until she fell, and there was a bang as a result of hitting something hard. So Mengqhi told Joe to leave the house. Joe claimed he went for a walk to calm down, and Mengqhi went to sleep. The next morning, Joe woke up at 5 a.m. to hear their daughter crying, and Joe tried to wake up Mengqhi, but Joe found his dead wife in bed. In a state of panic, Joe decided not to call 911, but to bury his wife. Unfortunately for Joe, it was raining in the city, which caused the surrounding forest to become muddy. But that was the glimmer of hope for the police in Mengqhi Ji's family. November 11th, 2021. After a 10-day trial, Joe's lawyer and the prosecution team delivered closing arguments. The jury found Joe guilty of second-degree murder, which means Joe did not see Mengqi's murder as premeditated, and the judge sentenced Joe to 28 years. Conclusion: after being named a suspect, Joe spent 28 years in prison. Their daughter will be raised by the parents of Joe and Mengqhi.